Hello everyone, LRon here, and I'd like to do a little video series on this little project I've got in Terraria. I'm going to take a brand new world that I'm generating now, and I'm going to take every single block out of the map. I'm going to completely destroy the map, from the cloud cities all the way down to hell. Everything's going to be completely strip mined. That is the goal, and that's what's going to happen. I named it Museum because after I am done with this goal, I am going to actually convert the entire planet into a fully functioning museum. So what I just did there with the cell phone was I was making sure that the world spawn point was in an acceptable spot for me, um, because I want my infrastructure to work out. And I'm going to have the Stardust Dragon be my protector, because I am using the drill containment unit. That is the mount that you can get if you kill the Moon Lord twice, and it is this amazing tool that will let me strip mine this planet really easily. I had initially estimated that it would take maybe 3 hours to do in total, but I've found that this is probably a real unrealistic estimate. I will likely be able to do it in maybe 5 or 6 hours. It also depends on how I go about doing things. I was kind of stupid about my methodology in the first hour or so. So I decided I would start off with the skies. Take out all of the sky lakes and sky cities that are in the world. And just so I don't forget about them, I'm going to also hammer out the walls behind. Whenever I do hammering of the backgrounds, I'm going to fast forward it at like 20x or whatever the most that Vegas Pro 12 does. Because it does cap me off at something. Basically, remember my OT8 runs, whenever there were cutscenes, basically I'd be running them at like that speed. So whenever I have long travel time or do stuff that's not relevant to the total destruction of the planets in terms of the blocks, I'll generally be fast forwarding. Probably one of the things that I didn't fully factor in with my time was the logistics of actually going through and keeping everything that is that's being mined. I kind of gave that a smaller appraisal than I should have. So for those of you who don't know about the drill containment unit, like I said, you have to defeat the Moon Lord twice to get enough luminite bars to construct it. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. You need a lot of the chlorophyte type metals and their offshoots, so like shroomite and ectoplasmic or spectral or whatever the other offshoot is. And then you also need meteorite and hellstone. I actually didn't have enough hellstone bars to complete it, so I actually had to go back into hell and mine out a bit more. So that was kind of funny. But it has a bit of a limitation. It replaces all actions that you can take with the left click command and makes it so that you can only operate the drill. So basically you cannot swing a weapon, you cannot drink a potion, you cannot use your cell phone. So that's why I often switch to the UFO, because the UFO flies just as well, but doesn't have the limitation of not being able to use things. So I'm generally trying to keep these chests very organized. I'm labeling stuff, and it's frankly boring, so I have it set to the 20x while dealing with this stuff too. Um, Anyways, so that's why I've got myself um, a Stardust Dragon. It's a very good summoned pet that kills most things in one shot anyways. Spoiler alert, I accidentally spawned the Wall of Flesh early on when I'm draining one of the oceans, and before I can even exit out of the world to prevent the repercussions of that from happening, the Stardust Dragon just destroyed the Wall of Flesh, so it was kind of a big joke, really. I am wearing Stardust armor, so that's how my dragon's so big. I'm also wearing a lot of summoning gear as well, like the paper scarab and pygmy necklace and various other accessories that help strengthen or increase the number of summons you can have. So you may have noticed that I've got some scaling issues with this video. Some that basically the outer edges of my screen are not being displayed. It was just a weird setting that got changed by default when I upgraded my OBS, and I didn't realize it until after my first recording session. That translates to the first 6 videos being like this. The 6th video is going to be relatively short. It's going to be like 3 or 4 minutes long. I decided I'm going to keep it separate from the other play sessions because of the different recording settings. And as with my OT8 guide, I'm going to keep these videos limited to 10 minutes. And as a spoiler alert, I do also in this series at some point fight the Dungeon Guardian and win. So I've got some tips for those of you who are seeking to get the bone key from him. So that'll be exciting. That's going to come later on. I'll specially mark that video. It would be nice if chests were destroyable when they had stuff in them still, like if there was a setting in options. I mean, I can understand why they don't want to let that be the case for chests inside your own house, because that would just be a nightmare, but for random chests in the wild like this, it'd be a lot more convenient if we can just not have to loot them all the time. Alright, looks like we're getting close to the 10-minute mark. So this video will be ending shortly. I will see you next video.